What's going on, everybody? Another edition of the Turnbuckle Times 10 Count with your host, me, Adam. Usually, Steven would be on here on a SummerSlam review, but we're going solo today. So we appreciate everybody that's watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, share this, review it. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give us a comment. This is going to be as quick as we can on this one. SummerSlam obviously was last night, and I am going to give my thoughts on the matches that happened and kind of grade them as well on what I thought I saw. So it was a big night, long night. It felt like that show was like 6 hours long. It went longer than I thought it was going to go. We had a couple of surprises last night, which we kind of when me and Steven talked on the SummerSlam preview show we did yesterday, we talked about what was WWE going to do to try to mask what AEW did with CM Punk on Friday night. So we did have a little bit. I don't think it was as big as what CM Punk's return was, but they were big. So let's kick this off. We are going to go kind of in order of what happened. I didn't do the kickoff show. Obviously, the kickoff show was Big E and Baron Corbin. I didn't put that in there. So main show we had the first match was AJ and Omos versus RK Bro. Kind of a back and forth a little bit. It was quicker than I thought it was going to be or that I wanted it to be. But in the end, RK Bro came away with the win to grab the tag titles like me and Steven predicted. Actually, I think Steven did. I think I said they might retain. I don't know why I said that. I should have just went with RK Bro, but I gave it a B. I thought it was a solid match. A little bit of sloppiness from Omos just because we said he can't really wrestle, but when you have AJ Styles with you, Randy Orton, even Riddle in the ring, it's probably going to be a good match. No real botches or anything like that. It what that match did was it helped warm up the crowd, I think, a little bit, because if you would have opened with the next match, which is Alexa versus Eva, it wouldn't have done anything. So um, just it was a smart match placement. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, and some of these matches are really short, and then some of them were really long. So I wish that match would have been a little longer, but RK Bro did come away with the win and the tag team titles. Again, I give that match a B. Next match. Oh, Lord. So it was Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. We all knew this match was going to be horrible because of Eva Marie, not because of Alexa Bliss. The only thing that, and I was nice to give this a C plus or C minus. Um, there was nothing really that happened to me except for the fact that Eva Marie grabbed that stupid Lily doll and wrong decision. Obviously, Alexa took it to her, finished it. The only thing that happened really for me in that was it looks like Dewdrop is breaking off from Eva Marie, which is good. Eva Marie still looked like she couldn't wrestle in the ring much. So nothing really changed there. I gave it a C minus only because of Alexa Bliss and Dewdrop kind of looking like it's gonna fade from she's gonna fade away from Eva Marie. Next match was Priest versus Sheamus. This is one of the better matches, I thought. It's one of my favorite matches. I predicted Damian Priest 3 or 4 months ago to hold a major title this year. Major title meaning what he did. So this match was really good. We got a little worried when Priest went over the top rope and kind of landed a little awkwardly, and it looked like he legitimately hurt his back, maybe a sciatic nerve or something like that. He was a little bit slower, but overall, I thought that match was really good. I gave it a B. Um, just the back and forth that they had. Um, Obviously, Priest hit the reckoning to win. That dive was just really scary for me. Again, it made him a little slower than what I what everybody saw during that match. But Damian Priest is the perfect guy to carry that title right now. I love the feud that they had with Sheamus. It wasn't overdrawn. But he is the perfect guy to carry that title right now. And who knows what's going to happen? I hope they don't run the rematch clause too long with Sheamus on this and let some other talent step up to Damian Priest. Or I hope again it's not the Miz or Morrison trying to feud with him, because to be honest, I'm over all of that as well. But good match. It was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, which was okay. But super happy that Damian Priest won. I love that dude. And again, I gave that a B. The next match was the Usos versus the Mysterios. I gave it a C plus. I gave it a C plus. Ray is still kind of carrying the load for Dominic, which is expected. Dominic hasn't wrestled in front of a live crowd a lot, and only since fans were allowed to come back. And that doesn't have, well, it does have a little bit to do, but it doesn't have a lot to do with in-ring talent. And Dominic just needs some more work. He's good. He's getting better. We all knew that the Usos were going to win this. They weren't putting the belts back on the Mysterios. They are the perfect tag team to hold it. They got the bloodline thing going with Roman. The way the match ended was like a tandem super kick to Ray. But I thought, like I said, Ray's still having to carry the majority of the work. He's just, because Dominic's just not 100% there yet. But it was a fun match, and I gave it a C plus. So next was the debacle of the Bianca Belair title match. So originally, obviously, it was supposed to be Bianca versus Sasha Banks. From what I saw and what Steven kind of found too, is that Sasha Banks is not vaccinated, and to get into Allegiant Stadium, you have to be vaccinated. It's either that or she has full-blown COVID. I don't know. So match starts off, and then obviously Carmella comes out. Okay. Dumb. I get it. They had to do something. So insert Becky Lynch returns. Love Becky Lynch. Was a great return. But Becky beat the crap out of Carmella, blah, blah, blah. It's Carmella, and then it ends up being Bianca, Becky for the title. Becky literally squashes her in 2 seconds. She punches her. I mean, it lasted 10 seconds. Pins her 1, 2, 3. Now, I gave it a D. It should probably be an F, because one, it ruined the return for me a little bit on Becky. What I would have done in that situation, this is just me, guys, I don't know, but what I would have done was I would have let Bianca squash the shit out of Carmella, hit Becky's music, insert, have a standoff, boom, there you go. What it did for me, is it has taken all of the fire and some of you might like Bianca Belair, some of you might not. I like Bianca, but what it did was it totally squashed all of the momentum that Bianca Belair has worked for and has done over the past, since WrestleMania. So again, great crowd pop from Becky coming out. I loved it. I just think it was used at the wrong time, or it wasn't used at the wrong time. It was used in the wrong scenario for what happened. But you can't give that match anything better than a D, unless you're counting the return inside of it. But the match itself was just, it lasted 10 seconds. So very happy to see Becky Lynch back. Very happy to see what will happen there. When Sasha comes back, I don't know. So SmackDown got a little bit better in the women's division last night. So next match was Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. It was just okay for me. It was a C. I don't know really what else to say about that match. Some belly to belly suplexes happen, hit a claymore. Okay, I think we all kind of knew that Drew was going to win that match. It it's nice to see Drew not in the title picture. I hate saying that because I love Drew McIntyre, but it's nice to see him not feuding with Lashley, even though I think it would have been a better match with McIntyre and Lashley versus what happened last night. But we'll get into that in a second. I just thought it was an okay match. Anything with Drew lately has been pretty good, so I gave it a C. Nothing better. The next match on the card was Nikki ASA. It's the triple threat. Nikki versus Charlotte versus Rhea. So it started off a little slow for me. It ended mid to end. It got better, mainly because of Charlotte. And whether you hate her or you love Charlotte, she's good. I mean, she's good at what she does. Rhea's pretty good. I just hate the Nikki Ash character. I did give this a B plus. It was a lot of back and forth happening. Charlotte doing some crazy shit like she always does. Um, and in the end, I don't it's not might not excite a lot of fans because they're probably tired of seeing her as the champion. But look, it was probably like the best possible ending or result you could have here because Nikki Ash can't carry that. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if Rhea would have won, but it's Charlotte. I mean, they're going to put it on her, and Vince is going to put it on her. Now that you think about it, Becky and Charlotte both have the two most prestigious titles in WWE for women. So he's got his two top dogs that have them. Again, the match was actually pretty good, um, surprisingly. So I gave it a B plus. Do I agree with the ending? Actually, I probably do. And a lot of you that hate Charlotte Flair are going to disagree with me, but I don't think Nikki Ash or ASH, whatever you want to call her, could retain that title for very much longer. So here's my match of the night, guys: Edge versus Seth Rollins. I give it an A plus, and it takes a lot to give me an A plus, and I'll tell you why I gave it an A plus. One, it was long, the kickouts in it, it was entertaining, it was back and forth. I actually would have loved if this was a title match. Um, but honestly, that it wasn't a title match, it probably made it better. I mean, they hit each other with everything they could and kick out, kick out. Of course, Edge come out in the beginning too, Brood Edge, and then his music hit. Um, for Edge being how old he is, and he's not old. He's old to be a wrestler to me in the prime, but he looked in great shape. Seth Rollins looked good. Uh, it was just a great match. I really wish somehow they could have inserted this before the main event. I understand why they didn't, but obviously, you guys, Edge defeated Seth Rollins via submission. They took everything they had. I don't know how long that match lasted. It felt like it was the longest match of the night to me, but I think that triple threat women's match was pretty long too. But loved it. I don't know if this feud's over now. I hope it is. They can move on to some other things. I wouldn't mind Rollins challenging for titles again. I think he's perfect for it. I don't think Edge will get many title runs because he's not going to be able to sustain that. So it was a great match for me, A plus. On to Lashley and Goldberg, and we're going to try to wrap this up as quick as we can here. But Lashley Goldberg D, not much to say. We talked about it in the pre-show, the preview show. I don't know why they keep bringing Goldberg back. Goldberg, he can't do it anymore. He's 50 something years old. Then you got stiff ass Bobby Lashley trying to work too. It was not a good match at all. It was quick. It was 7 minutes, and I don't know what else to say about that. So I'm just going to move on. It was horrible. I'm going to move on to the main event, which is Roman Reigns and John Cena. It was great to me. Um, it was better than I thought it was going to be. Cena looked pretty good um, for being gone for so long. I mean, I just I knew that Cena wasn't going to win. By the way, I gave it an A. I just popped it up there. Um, it was a little bit behind the Edge and Rollins match for me. We all knew that he wasn't going to win. He did do some good things, some counters. He hit the AA through a table. Uh, but in the end, like I said, Roman Reigns hit him with, I don't know, 2 or 3 Superman punches, and it was over. So for some reason, people thought that Cena was going to win that 17th title. Uh, we talked about it. I just Roman's not going to lose that to him right now because I don't think Cena's full time. I don't think he plans on being full time. So you can't put the belt on Cena if he's not full time. Now, the thing that happened after the match was Roman was standing there over Cena, and then all of a sudden Brock Lesnar's music hits. Electric. It was a great return. By the way, Steven pointed this out. He said something that Brock Lesnar looks like he's been bouncing clubs in Minneapolis, which he does. And by the way, I like the new look. I don't necessarily like the hair much on him, but I do like the new look with the beard. He come out in jeans and like a cutoff shirt. Like, if you guys know Brock Lesnar, he's like a big country boy at heart. He doesn't like to do interviews, all that shit. So this sets up a match, I'm guessing, a feud with Roman. And I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've talked about it live on air, um, but I've talked with Steven saying I thought that would be and what's Heyman do now? So it's and is Brock Lesnar going to be a face and not a heel for the first time in a long time or ever? I'm not 100% sure. You guys would have to remind me on the roles that Brock Lesnar has played, but um, it's going to be interesting. I thought it was a good return for him. Again, nothing happened in the ring. They just kind of stared off and Roman went out. But I like the look of Lesnar. I like that. That was the way Becky Lynch should have came back, I believe, in the Bianca match. But very exciting for those two to come back with Becky and Brock. And hopefully Brock's wrestles more than once every 3 months. So we'll see what happens. Overall, I give that pay-per-view probably a C plus, with a couple of matches there with Edge, the Edge match, the Roman match, um, probably the women's triple threat match, and the Damian Priest match being the top matches to kind of make it that. If not, it probably would have been a lower grade. So went a little longer than I wanted to, but I appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody. Go follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you guys want to follow us. But please, 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 again, make sure that you subscribe, share this, review it. If you have people that love wrestling, send it to them. We appreciate you guys. We will be back probably here in the next day or two with another 10 count on Raw. So appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.